No, but you said he's not a good rapper. You said Pac is not a good rapper. We have a recording of you saying that.
And I'll say it again. I don't think Pac is a good rapper. And there will be many people
Yo, you gonna die on this hill?
I'm gonna die on this hill.
It's Rap Life Review time. We are back again. We found Nadeska. She went and hid for like a week. Lowkey's back. He's got new gear on. We're gonna talk about all of that on the Rap Life because that's what the people want. Now, we got to get into the more contentious section of the Rap Life Review, which I didn't really spend much time on it, but for the sake of this program, the top 50 rappers according to Billboard, and this is in conjunction with the 50 years of hip hop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the list, Nadeska, and what are your initial thoughts?
We did. I mean, so I guess, should we start with the top 10? 50 is a lot to digest.
Okay.
I would say I'm really not mad at the top 10. Like, maybe things could be shifted around slightly, but it's a solid pick. But I'm really glad that they explained the criteria they use. Because I think when we were having this debate, it's like we're all arguing about different things and it's hard to come to any kind of consensus.
Yeah.
So then also the next thing is with the criteria, you don't know how much of each they weighed. And as we get into, we're going to talk about impact, for example. Like, is that weighed higher than lyrics, flow, longevity, body of work? Those are the criteria that they went with. Were you guys mad at the top 10?
No. I think Pac was ranked too high.
Too high.
Yes.
Because he doesn't have enough. 4? Yeah.
4 is too high for Tupac?
Yeah. I definitely think.
But is it because you feel like he wasn't around long enough to have more?
No, I mean, I never thought he was a good rapper.
A good rapper?
Oh, wow, okay.
He has a good flow. I just never thought that he could actually really together. Like,
what?
He's a good entertainer.
Bro, I'm offended, bro.
You can be. Like, and it's not, it's not
You ain't listening to rap.
It's not my place to care if you're
You don't listen to rap.
No, I do. I do listen to rap.
Nah, you don't listen to rap.
I know a lot of people have that same opinion about Tupac. You know what I mean? So I do think, I could swap him and Wayne.
Okay.
I put Wayne in his position.
So you think, based on the criteria, okay, so
impact,
this is what frustrates me with humans like you, is you don't look at a macro view. People who breathe the same oxygen as me that are like you don't have the capacity to have a real macro view, because they laid out a criteria.
And they did.
Do you know the criteria?
Listen. Yeah, I see the criteria.
But do you understand the words that are written?
I do. And do you understand the words of subjective?
It's not really subjective.
Is this law?
Okay, hold on.
Is my position law?
So which
is your position law?
So let's go over the criteria.
Which criteria are you arguing about? I can tell by the way
he's lashing out that he didn't
I'm not. I'm just saying, like, now. So this is why I hate debating top 10 lists. Hold on, let me get this off. Everybody thinks when you see a specific, list or whatever, that their opinion and then their judgment is law, and it's too diverse.
You didn't set me off until you started talking about
so why
Pac
you so
not
upset?
being a good rapper. And
I don't think that's. I don't think he's a good rapper.
Talking about,
you think he's a good rapper?
Bro wrote Dear Mama and keep your head up and Brenda's Got a Baby, like full stories.
Those are good.
Like cohesive stories.
I didn't say he was bad.
One song is one story.
Right.
Like, it didn't deviate from the topic at all, which is something that many of the greats have never been able to do in one song. They deviate for a punchline, or they don't stay on topic for the sake of swag or whatever they're trying to do, or Pac would do a whole song on one topic.
Well, what's up? What did you mean by that? Clarify.
No, I just don't think he's a good rapper. Yes, were those songs good and great, monumental?
So the storytelling is not good. His
I just think your
vocab.
I think good rapper is offensive. Like, you could say
exceptional.
You could say I didn't like him, or because he wasn't like a bars punchline MC, it's not.
I don't think
style.
He was an exceptional rapper.
Like, as far as what type of rapping are you talking about? Like,
I just think I just didn't.
That's what I'm trying to whittle down. I'm trying to help you.
You don't have to help me. Like, this is my opinion.
For instance, we got to Pac. You went in on Pac first.
No,
if you would have just waited, we could have saved certain things until the end.
Like, y'all asked, like, what do you think about the list? I said, okay, I think Pac is too high, and I think
so. Where would you put Pac?
I told you I replaced him with Wayne.
And where's Wayne?
Around 7.
Wayne's 7, Pac is 4. Okay. Why is that a bad thing?
All right.
Yo, Billboard, y'all did a great job. This is all you wanted, right?
Yeah, this is all they wanted.
It's perfect. Done. That was easy.
Fam.
Okay.
Pac's not a good rapper.
Did I say take him out the top 10
No,
list?
but you said he's not a good rapper. You said Pac is not a good rapper. We have a recording of you saying
that. And I'll say it again. I don't think Pac is a good rapper. And there will be many people
you're going to die on this hill?
I'm going to die on this hill. I didn't say he's a bad rapper. I didn't say he was the worst rapper in the history of rap.
You said he wasn't good.
I don't think he's good. And there's plenty of people out there.
I don't think he's great. You said he wasn't even good.
There's plenty of people out there that share the same opinion because I've seen it said time and time and time and time again. So I'm not bugging. So when y'all cut this clip up, use this clip so everyone can be like, yeah, I do agree with that. Wow. I've said that before, and I'll still die on that hill. But yes, I'm not taking him out the top 10 list. All I said was swap him with Wayne.
So wait.
That's it. That's it.
So wait. He's not a good rapper, but he's still top 10.
Based on the criteria that's there.
Got it.
Yes, that's why he deserves to be in that top 10 list.
Just check.
I don't think.
I just want
personally, Niall Ivy does not think.
Damn, you giving out your government to Pac fans? I wouldn't do that.
Can we agree on the top 3? Jay's the greatest rapper of all time.
We know that.
I'll be honest.
Cool.
Like the top 10, as you pointed out, Nadeska is a solid top 10.
Okay.
Right.
I was guffawed.
Oh, there's more words.
He's still on that. That's the West. That's the West Coast. That's the West Coast of him.
Why I gotta be regional? What is all this? Yo, man, what is all of this regional?
Because if I said about anybody else, he'd be like, oh, okay.
Nah, not necessarily.
Because the West Coast.
He called
you a little triggered.
No. I was triggered by you saying he's not a good rapper. It didn't even trigger me as much as me thinking about what Pac's done in the game and the fact that people who weren't even born revere Tupac as one of the greatest of all times just because of his impact. Now, you might say, and I may agree with, Pac's impact far supersedes the music that I like from him because there's a lot of Pac music that is not good. Like, I don't like his beat selection in a lot of places, but that doesn't mean he's a bad rapper. Right? Or not a good rapper. I think he's a great rapper. But there's a lot of, like when I go back and listen to Pac stuff, there's a lot of stuff I just don't like anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm also older than you, so I lived it. Right?
See, and
that's the other part. I lived what Tupac meant in the game.
Right.
And his impact, I feel like if we're looking at the criteria, far supersedes a lot of rappers in the top 10, including Lil Wayne, which is why I wouldn't switch him.
Okay.
Right? Because if you look at what Tupac means to hip-hop, which is what we're talking about impact, he's one of the most impactful as far as his presence outside of even just his music.
But if we're talking strictly just the music.
We're not, though. The criteria isn't just based on music.
When you talk about impact, are you talking about impact in regards to
according to
peers?
I got you. It says how the artist's work fostered the genre's evolution. So like I wanted to point out, it's hard to know. They don't give us like a scale, like which of these things are ranked highest. But as we go through the list and we see Kanye pretty high up, I would say that they ranked cultural impact and influence very high.
Well, Kanye's got the combo. His body of work, consecutive bodies of work. Crazy.
Well, no, I mean,
achievements.
I'm not.
Crazy.
I'm
just saying for a criteria convo, and then you factor in his cultural impact on top of that.
Right.
And Lauryn Hill's another example. We were just joking.
Lauryn Hill indexes so high above her body of work because of her cultural impact. Yeah. She'd had very little output, but that one body of work
was enough.
It's timeless.
Yeah.
You could put it on today; it's still fire,
right.
And it's enough to carry her. And even when you listen to the verses that she did on Fuji's album, on a Wyclef album, and even the Miseducation isn't a full hip hop album.
No.
I mean, how many songs did she rap the entire album, the entire record?
Very, very few.
4, maybe?
Yeah. Oh, we can go to Andre 3000.
Right.
Because he was like number 12, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, that's why sometimes I can't consider him like one of the GOATs because there's no one body of work to let me know why you're in that position. Like what he's done with Outkast, I guess is enough to put him there, but for me, I would put him higher if we had at least one body of work.
But the verses that he does,
yes,
and when he speaks,
yes,
to a rhythm and raps, it's fire all the time.
No, I never said it was.
So I think that once again, impact,
right,
supersedes the body of work. Lauryn Hill supersedes the body of work.
Right.
I think we got to give a quick shout out to Kendrick and Drake for being in the top 10.
And
Nicki because
Nicki's
it's like
10,
besides that, it's all like people we consider veterans at this point.
Yeah.
So I think it's dope that those three are in there.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely needs to be at that.
At the mark of 50 years in hip hop, are we living at the time now? Because and this is what I actually enjoyed about the list.
What?
Kendrick being at number 2, right? Kendrick has solidified himself as an artist that A, takes his time when he's rolling out a body of work. B, is not concerned about what the rest of hip hop is doing, but is trying to make a impactful, important piece.
As we saw last year. That was a great example.
Right? He's not concerned about the accolades per se, even though he wins Grammys and Pulitzer Prizes and these things, but he's not trying to chase down streaming numbers or these things. He's trying to make something important, a contribution to the game.
Right.
I'm glad we're living at this time where we're starting to shift up this top 10, because for a while there it was Jay, Nas, M, and then it was kind of in Big and Pac. Those
the next
were like
generation is finally
the next generation. You see Cole, you see Drake, you see Nicki, and these other people that now longevity, time is playing in their favor.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, like, we're celebrating 50 years in hip hop, and it's still a young man's game, and like there are a lot of these guys that are older than hip hop. Jay's 53, Nas is 49, like. Now it's time for these young guys and these young ladies to come in and like kind of usher and change what we viewed hip hop, like what we viewed hip hop as. And it's a different lens now.
Like when we're back to talking about impact and the rankings, I think Big is at 6. That's another one when you talk about he was so great as a rapper and had such great songs in a finite short window that I think his impact and his skill set and his greatness was so consolidated that it stood the test of time in a great way, right? And I think that kind of works in his favor. I think Big could be higher on the list based on their criteria.
Yeah, I think for me, if we were just considering flow and lyrics, he would be number 1 for me in terms of like favorite just period rapper of all time. He would probably be number 1.
So who do you swap?
But I wouldn't swap anything. That's the thing. Because then if we're counting longevity and body of work and
those
impact,
other factors,
there's no way
anything.
you could argue with Jay. Again, amazing that Kendrick, what is he, 35, 36, is at number 2. That's incredible, but there's nothing to argue. I think when we look back, some of my favorite artists, I don't think they all necessarily have a strong body of work the way Kendrick does. It's like very impressive. Has he had a miss? I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly, like,
I don't know if he's had a miss.
I struggled with that album when it first dropped. It's a lot, although there's some great songs on it, but like his catalog is stellar. That's crazy. That doesn't happen often.
Kendrick could do anything. He could tell us he's dropping, pick something.
A cereal box. And, like,
I'm doing a whole album based on cereal boxes. We'd be like, ooh, hold up.
Do you think Drake's position is correct?
I was thinking that.
Because he got some misses.
Yeah, but he's also got
The
a
impact.
lot.
The impact again is
A
crazy.
lot
His impact is ridiculous.
of makes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might be the highest scoring rapper as far as hits all time.
Yeah.
Like
he did.
he's the LeBron James of, like, he's may not be the greatest of all time. You could debate that, but you can't debate the amount of points he put on the board.
No.
And the hits age well. We saw him do in Phoenix, one of those fake shows. It's like a corporate show, which he also pointed out, sense of humor. He basically just did like a medley. It was like 30 seconds of every song, which with any other artist would probably irritate me and I wouldn't have enjoyed it.
It was good.
But it was fire for like an hour of just 30 seconds of hits back to back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, I got to say this. It has to be said. We would not know what solo MCs are. Like, it wasn't a thing until Curtis Blow. Okay?
It's a good setup for what you're about to do next.
It wasn't a thing.
This man is masterful.
No. And we wouldn't know it. It would not exist. It may have come along at some point, but Curtis Blow was that. He was also the first superstar rapper.
Right.
Okay?
This is how you say
He's so
no
good.
disrespect.
Yeah.
But
this is just
the
how you-
ranking of Curtis Blow is entirely
So
too high
eloquent.
on this list. And I love Curtis Blow. Know him. He's a great guy. All due respect. You know what I'm saying? Should not be where he is on this list.
Should he be on the list, if any?
He could be on the list. Yeah, I don't have a problem with him being on the list.
But look, the people that we thought were omitted, just some names that were floating around before cameras were rolling.
yeah.
You guys mentioned Fab. You mentioned Jeezy.
Fab should
We
be on
talked
the list.
about
I feel like
Ja.
Jeezy should absolutely
I
be on
don't.
this list.
If you're gonna put a lot of these artists on this list based on impact, influence, flow, storytelling, bodies of work, there's one person that fulfills all of those boxes. Not to the highest of abilities, but it's all there. It's Jeezy. His first 3 albums just alone puts him in that list. I'm not saying top 10. I'm not even saying top 25, but somewhere on that list, Jeezy definitely deserves a spot, and it's kind of disappointing. And not to say I lived it. You know, I was in college when all this was happening, but I saw the impact. You saw it online. You saw it at concerts. You saw it at, heard it on radio, TV. Like, it was all there. Jeezy fulfilled all of those requirements, and it's very disappointing that he's not on that list.
That's the crazy thing, though. Who would you take off? Would it be Curtis Blow? Because you
Yes,
said he
yes,
should still...
Yes, we're taking Curtis
Nah,
Blow.
you just saying that because you don't have no respect. You're disrespectful.
You went into a whole spiel.
I know.
No. Just that his ranking was too high.
I'm just saying, though, who would you take off?
Curtis Blow could be at 49.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He could be at 50. You know what I'm saying? Because we wouldn't even be having the conversation about solo MCs without Curtis Blow.
We heard you, bro.
Yeah,
so I think
we got
Ross
that.
is at 50, if I remember correctly.
Ross could be higher.
Yeah.
Based on his body of work.
This is why it's hard.
Body
it's
of
50
work.
and we still can't fit
And
Jeezy
they got
in there.
Rev Run at 49. They got Melly Mel at 48.
You got... Never mind.
Ice-T's down there. Latifah is at 44.
I see it. I get those. I get that. Rev Run,
Maybe that's the one.
And this also needs to be said. E40 is entirely too low on this list. Now, I know it's a regional thing, just like Gucci Mane is a regional thing, right? It's very specific, and it didn't necessarily go anywhere else. Right? But when you're talking about impact, literally there was language in hip-hop created by this person.
Right, yeah.
And has longevity. Bro been putting out albums since I was like 16 years old, bro. I'm 47.
Yeah, you're pretty old.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
He should definitely be higher on the list. 41 is too low. Now, another thing that needs to be said, we need to have the Dr. Dre convo.
Okay.
Are you about to set it up like Curtis Blow?
No
need.
I'm just going to ask. Because we know Dre never really wrote lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't his, and nor did we care, because his impact,
Right.
Yep.
his production.
Bodies of work.
He also had a persona and created, he had a voice and a style of his rap that was definitely, so whoever was helping him with those was doing a great job. But should he be at 40 on the list?
I can't necessarily say, Dre is one of the top 50 rappers of all time, but I guess just when I listen to his bodies of work and his contributions, it's just like, it's a tug of war.
Yeah.
That list is very confusing.
Like, I don't even think Dre would care if he wasn't on this list.
He wouldn't give a
He wouldn't give a He's probably like, yo, 40? Word? Okay. I'll take it.
But then there's other artists like an Ice Cube, a Ja Rule, who voice their opinions on their rankings and, what that list is.
Ja Rule's not on the list.
Another omission that should have been, somewhere in the top 25, at least for me.
Ain't no Drake without Ja Rule, bro. He should be on the list.
Yeah.
Now, he'd probably be in the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said like 25 and up. Yeah.
The 30s.
Yeah.
LL, Cole, I think are in a great place.
Yeah.
14 and 15. I could argue maybe Cole could be higher.
So maybe where?
Maybe. Wait, Cole at 15, you think?
At that, you know what? Let's go to our J. Cole enthusiast right here. Is the position he's at correct? Higher, lower?
I mean, I could always argue for higher. My only thing as a Cole fan, like if I'm comparing his catalog to Kendrick's, I don't think the albums are as solid. And I could be honest about that. Okay. So I would say that would be the only thing holding him back.
The last 3, though, he's been in the pocket.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
hold you. These last 3 Coles, he been focused.
Right.
Like this list could look a lot different in 5 years, for sure.
I could argue that Kim could be higher. On impact for female MCs.
On impact, you know what? On impact alone, yes. Kim can definitely be way
Hits.
higher.
I mean, obviously Puff and Big contributed,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still stylistically, the entity that we know as Little Kim
Yep.
Yeah.
is literally what everyone is right
No,
now.
You're right.
Right.
I don't think there's a version of a list when you factor in this many attributes
Right.
that you're gonna land in a place that's gonna make everyone happy.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's again, like I said before you started yelling at me, this is all subjective.
I never yelled it.
No,
I mean-
you did.
I wasn't yelling.
You were a few octaves higher than when we
No,
started.
I was.
octaves were higher.
My breath was taken away, bro. I was struggling for oxygen. You had put me in a place.
How can you be breathless and so loud at the same time? That's crazy.
that's
I don't know, man. It was.
You feel better now, though? I feel like we talked it out. We're in a good spot.
I feel like
I don't feel like we're in a good spot. Matter of fact, I was just taking a deep breath, trying to get my air because I don't know how Low's gonna handle after this goes out to the public.
I don't give a
man. We gonna see, man.
You know I don't give a
we gonna see.
Because I didn't, again, before we close out, I never said he doesn't deserve to be.
The East Coast bias be so crazy, bro.
Can I just add one thing? There is a very popular, talented rapper who's a native of the West Coast, who once, at a random party in the Hollywood Hills, that's not usually my scene, but it was just that kind of environment, we were having a conversation, and he did express to me that a decent amount of people on the West Coast feel that way. I was shocked to hear that. I'm not going to repeat the name.
Now you say it?
It didn't seem necessary before.
Now you say it?
And this has been the Rap Life Review.
Now you say
We're
it?
here every week.
Are you...
Make sure you download the playlist. You know what I mean? Rap Life, courtesy of Apple Music.
Bro, we went 30 minutes after was killing me. Now you say, yo, a West Coast rapper told me, yeah, we agree with that.
See y'all next week. For Nadeska and Low, I'm Ebro.
Hope you enjoyed that episode of the Rap Life Review. I'm Nadeska, and you can catch me here every single week with Lowkey and Ebro. Make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing. Give us a like and drop a comment so we can hit you back next week.